I think the key thing is to really understand the challenge. It's easily said, it's mentioned by many politicians all the time, but really understanding the issue is really important. Take, for example, clean energy and decarbonization. So clean energy is the main topic in the policy world for many, many years. So switching from electricity from carbon sources, oil and gas, to let's say wind and sun. And that's part of the solution actually. That's electricity from a different source. But this is not the solution for the chemical industry, because we need energy, of course, and switching from electricity from source A to B is not going to be the change. The real challenge is the decarbonization. I've experienced myself that a long time in European policy, they didn't make a distinction between it. Because decarbonization actually means is that the raw materials that we use in the chemical industry no longer should be produced only from oil and natural gas, but they should have a non-fossil source. And that is a huge, huge challenge. And the solutions that people thought that were available are actually very, very difficult. And so that's the real challenge, to get your head around it, how to tackle it, and what is going to be the solution. Actually, what you see for decarbonization, you need new industry. So what comes from a pipeline, oil and gas, now has to come from a plant that has different sources. So there are a couple of companies in Europe that produce new raw materials from waste, plastic waste, and not just recycling, but real chemical recycling, or from wood residues. These are the companies that are now producing products, but only on a very small scale. And so availability is a big issue, and affordability. It's extremely expensive. And as a chemical company, where you have to make the choices to purchase those raw materials, the big challenge is from what companies to buy and to what markets to sell. The advantage of the chemical industry is that if you're able to change the source of your existing raw materials, you can have a very quick transaction. If you have a drop-in, let's say, so take for example a product like propylene. Propylene from a chemical, from an oil source or from a non-fossil source is actually chemically the same. And when you buy the one or the other, you can use it in your plant, and your output is different. And so I think that's very important, that you get that across. But you have to understand, because the solution does not come from small energy improvement projects. That's not going to bring you with the big steps. The big steps have to come from different understanding. And finding, understanding what the customer is looking for. Sometimes they don't know what they're looking for. They don't know whether they look on CO2 footprint, or they look at the core of the raw materials. For the real decarbonization, there are no shortcuts. What you can do is you can find segments in the market with customers that are willing to pay the very high prices for specific. You have to focus on those companies, try to get experience, get it accepted in the market, and that's the way to go. And then try to expand your product portfolio or the amount that you are producing.